Hi guys, it's me again. And now I'm getting tired of seeing my face with Mountain Dew. But got some people that wanna know some things, so I gotta do it. Alright? Alright. Alright. Alright, so I'm all lazy laying down and stuff. But shoot, I'm tired. Alright, like some people said that they want to know what to do in relationship hardships or whatever. Relationships going through hardships. Um Alright, all I can say is like to be open with each other, not to blame each other, because a lot of people blame each other, but when you probably got problems because there's something wrong inside with yourself. So you gotta step outside of yourself and evaluate and be like, what are my weaknesses? What are my weaknesses and what are my strong points or whatever, and what am I see if you're holding on, if you got any baggage, yeah, see if you have any baggage that might be holding you back from the other person, because sometimes the other person don't be getting what they need, and it's because you're holding on to something or you can't express yourself because of something that happened back then. Always step outside of yourself and evaluate yourself first before you point a finger, because it's technically something wrong with you, there's something wrong with both of you, and then there's a problem between the two of you or whatever. So yeah, try to do that, and and when you're arguing, be understanding. Like I said in my other videos, be understanding with each other, and be like, yeah, well, I know you feel like this, but I feel like this and that. Don't be like, oh, I hate you. See, that's why you always do that. That's why I just can't stand your ass. That's not gonna do nothing but confuse things and make more conflict. Just be open about it. And you know what I say, be understanding. Be open about it, and don't blame each other, because the reason you got a problem is both of your fault. I mean, sometimes it be one person's fault, but it's not really good to point a hand when you're trying to get a solution or whatever. The main focus is to get a solution, to stay together, and not to divide each other and point fingers and say you did this or whatever, because the other person starts to feel bad and they want to leave or whatever. Also, I think you should look at the good and bad points. Sometimes if it's a lot of bad things happening in a relationship, it's more bad. If he or she done more bad in your relationship than they did good, then they probably need to go or whatever. But if you think it's worth saving, then you can try. I mean, if you honestly know that know that person, they're gonna change, then yeah, fight for it. I mean, but if they did more good than bad, then yeah, stay there. Try to work it out, because people make mistakes, things happen in the world. Because some people, they actually do want to love you and they actually do care, but sometimes you get in a relationship and you're all yeah, I love you. You're really in love, but when you get apart from each other and you go out in the world and it's all these other interruptions, all these little things that attract your attention. You got, you might have this person over here trying to, I don't care if he has a girlfriend, I want him. I don't care if she has a man, I want her. Or just certain little things coming at you steady or whatever. And you know sometimes it takes a stronghold on you. You don't know how to handle it all. I mean, temptation. Sometimes lust overcomes trust. That got that from a nigga Lupe. Sometimes lust overrides trust or whatever, and that's really why some people give it up. Like he says, some people give it up or whatever because they don't think they can have anything real or whatever. You don't believe that. Everybody can have something real, and like I said, sometimes they do want to love you, but they go in the world and they get yielded by certain attractions in the world that are attracting them. Whether it be money, sex, it's a lot of things, addictions, or things that can become addicting, or a lot of things that can attract their attention away from you or whatever, because that is because the world is sinful. That is the number one goal of Satan, or the number one goal of things in the world, to tear. Like, if God really put you two together or whatever, or if it's meant for you two to be together, sometimes you can be set apart, even though if it's meant for God for you to be, you'll be. But sometimes there are a certain amount of people that are meant for you to be with, but you get you get shortcome of your blessing, so he give you somebody else because you know what I'm saying, you let other things in the world keep you from that or whatever. And you know, it's all a test. It's all a test. Test of the wheels or whatever. And it's like this. You know, you got the world over here and you got yourself over here. And like, you know, I always use Beyonce's song as a metaphor or whatever. Like she says, she got her head down and she's watching her feet one after the other hit the ground. She's running. She's racing the earth or whatever to get her true love. It's just like that in this world. When I heard that song, oh my God, I loved it. I was like, you know, bravo Beyonce, you did your thing, girl. Because that song is like, or whoever wrote that song, I don't even know if she wrote it. I didn't even look to see, but whoever wrote the song and how the feelings she put behind it, it was good or whatever. You know, and it's so true because it's always you against the world when it comes. You know, who else made a song like that? Christina Milian. You know, it's us against the world. Yeah, it's always y'all against the world or whatever, because the world is always gonna try to tear you apart or whatever. That's why you gotta fight and work to stay together or whatever. That's why it's so hard or whatever. So it's like she said, it's like you over here and the world's over here, and it's like, is the world gonna get to him first, or is you gonna get to him first? The world may get to him first, but you know what I'm saying, you don't mean you got to give up yet or whatever. It's like you against the world. And like I said before, and the other thing about what it takes to keep the person or whatever, you know, being there for them, dressing, you know, keeping yourself up, you know, being there emotionally, you know, just being their backbone or whatever, being the partner beside them that you need to be eventually for life or whatever. Because excuse me, because you know, you're racing the world to get to them or whatever. And it's like if the world gets to them first, then you're gonna have to fight for them, because anything worth having is worth fighting for. So you know, you need to, you know, fight. Love is a battlefield. I mean, all these songs tell people, you know, all these people hear these songs, but you know, they like, oh, I love that song. It makes me give a feeling, but they don't really take anything from it. They just listen to it because it sounds good, or because the beat, or because it made them feel some type of way because they were sad. But you know, you really can take away from these songs or whatever, because they're telling you something. They're telling you to be stronger and not to give up all the time. When you're in a hardship, you just can't give up. You have to be understanding. You got to have patience. You got to have endurance to endure things. You have to have tolerance. Some people don't have tolerance or whatever. Okay, and then some people, they cheat or whatever, and you ready to go, you're gone. I mean, some people will put up with it, someone won't. I mean, I got plenty of friends. I got to cheat on them, they're gone. They don't want to hear I'm sorry. Don't want to hear nothing. You got one of them type of people. I mean, if you know, I mean, you know the guy. If you know that he really not gonna straighten up or whatever, leave. By all means, leave. But if you know that that person is probably really sorry, and you just stuck in your ways and you scared, you ain't gotta be scared. You know, if you really know that person is sorry, you know, go ahead and take a plunge, take a chance or whatever. If they worth taking a chance, then go ahead, because if there's anything there for you, you know what I'm saying, that relationship, if you try again, it won't work out or whatever, and you'll be able to go forward or whatever. But some people don't even want to try it that way, and you know, sometimes it saves you a whole lot of more hardship to be that way or whatever. But me, you know, I always believe in giving people a second chance or whatever, because you know, God gives us many chances, but you know, you just can't be a fool though. So yeah, I understand that. Also, when you're in a hardship or whatever, you know, I would say that would have to be a big communication, you know, and that, you know, I would let the person know up front how I really feel about them, and I would be very honest, because you know, emotions is nothing to play with. I've seen people kill people. I've seen people shoot people. I've seen people. Well, I've heard people hold people at gunpoint. I've seen people like getting they desperate points to where, you know, they look like, you know, they're about to give up on life and all the other stuff. I've seen people threaten to kill themselves over love. I mean, it's something powerful. So you know what I'm saying, I would not play with anybody's emotion or whatever. So you know, I would just be honest or whatever, because you know, some people are really, 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 it really takes a toll on them or whatever. So yeah, I would be real honest if it was a hardship in the thing. But also, I would also do whatever to make it work too. But I'm gonna go and continue another